Like, what's fulfilling about being a cog in the capitalist machine? Hello, welcome to Sad and Fury Book Reviews. As usual, I'm Tina. Today I'm doing a book review of The Last Contract of Isako by Fonda Lee. This is a book coming out May 5th, 2026 from Orbit. It's a sci-fi. I received this art from NetGalley in exchange for a fair review. At surface level, a sci-fi mystery, The Last Contract of Isako is also a deep critique of corporate culture. What is it about? Isako is a legendary swordswoman, but every legend has to come to an end. When her longtime client unexpectedly retires, she plans to follow, to walk out into the frozen wasteland of their planet with her head held high and her family enriched by her legacy. But when a competitor offers her a final mission, it's one she can't refuse. Soon, she's thrust deep into a world of corporate espionage, duty-bound duels, and shadowy secrets. What she uncovers will change humanity's existence and the stars forever. So this book seems to be poised as an action, but it's actually a mystery with action sprinkled here and there. The action we do get is very fast and punchy, though. I enjoyed it. The story pivots from its supposed trajectory to one of who murdered this guy quite quickly. A transition I was pleased to see. I love a mystery. When it comes to the whodunit, I suspected the twist about a third of the way through the first part of the story, as the second part is explaining how the twist came to be, which was an interesting way to do it. I did waffle at times while reading as to whether we needed the second part, or at least the length of it, but I also found the second part more interesting than the first. This is because Dragonfly is a much more likable character than Isako, who quite frankly has all the self-reflection skills of a tree and a personality to match. We get next to no backstory on her at all, her childhood, her relationship with her ex-partner, her daughter, even her past work as an A-tier. As such, her friendship and dynamic with Rain, another A-tier, lacks any sort of banter and the warmth to make me really care about either of them. I cared way more about Dragonfly, but even he is kept at a distance. As such, the ending didn't hit me with any sort of kind of feeling or even almost satisfaction, because I didn't really root for Asako, because other than her having sore knees, is good with a blade, and loves her long hair, there's nothing else I really know about her. What's weird, though, is I still found the book interesting. I was never bored. The world building is revealed as the story progresses and with no info dumping, so I did enjoy how the book respected me enough as a reader to let me put things together versus telling me how it is. I can't stand an info dump. That being said, the only thing about the world building I didn't really understand was how they had the resources to live for like 500 years on an unterraformed world in these domes. While they had natural gas and minerals to gather, were there forests for wood? Like, I wanted a bit more on where the food came from, the textiles, the metals, all of that, the technology. There are 4 million people living here, so where does the waste go? Are they using tech from the ship that brought them there to sustain them? I kind of wanted a bit more about this. Like, if these tech companies are running everything, is there a company that deals with waste? I don't know. Like, we didn't really get a lot of that politically. So there's this kind of corporate structure, but because the corporations are the government, I wanted a bit more about that. I wanted it to be almost more of a political book because the corporations were the government. I don't know. It didn't, I was just kind of like, I don't know. It's hard to describe. There are a few small things I really enjoyed, though. How everyone's first name was based on Earth creatures or features. That was really fun. We have characters named Tide. Presumably based on the ocean, not detergent. Sandbar, Island, Marsh. Dragonfly is one of them. I really liked how the word A-tier is actually from A tier. I'm not sure why I liked that so much. I just thought it was, fun. There is a hint of romance between two characters, something which, had it been more obvious or actually taken place, if we got a bit of an actual scene, that might have actually upped the tension and stakes for me considerably, because I really did ship them, and I think that's almost a lost opportunity to give the book a bit more feeling. It would have made one of the kind of end results of the story a bit more heartbreaking, actually, to think that there was some hope. SoCon Gas Pro is really fun to say, I must say. I don't know why, it's just nice to look at. I also really enjoyed the normalized queerness and the communal way children are raised, which was really interesting too. The thing is, because of how hard it is to relate to or care about Isako, I was struggling to understand who I was rooting for in this book. Isako's main goal is to prevent one person from getting on the board of directors of a mega corporation, which is not something I give two shits about. While I love politics, it's more of the workings of political systems that I enjoy. I don't like corporate culture. I hate the grind. I'm definitely a work to live, not live to work person, at least in terms of like working simply to make money. If you're, say, a geologist and you love doing geology stuff, looking at rocks, whatever geologists do, and that's fulfilling to you, that makes sense to me that you would like put a lot of your time and effort. Like I put a lot of my time and effort in my life into reading, into writing, into my editing because I enjoy it. I get fulfillment out of it. But what doesn't make sense to me are people obsessed with climbing the corporate ladder for no purpose other than the climb to make money. It makes me like wrinkle my nose. Like what's fulfilling about being a cog in the capitalist machine? Then again, people are allowed to live their lives. You do you. But in terms of caring about characters in a story where that is their motivation, that doesn't resonate with me. So I'm just explaining why it doesn't work with me. I'm not saying that this is a wrong thing for the book to focus on. I'm not saying it's wrong or that it was poorly done or anything. And I did find it interesting. I had trouble being like caring about this because I'm like, I don't care about corporations. I do have a point related to the book with this rant. The book has a very detached look at life. In fact, I would argue the point of the book is to show how letting corporations run a planet leads to a pointless life. Isako is ready to die in her mid-50s because her use to the corporate conglomerate that runs the planet is running out. She has spent her whole life working for the companies, has been brainwashed into thinking living, sacrificing for them is her purpose, and she has no close personal relationships, even with her own daughter. The point of the book, while it is subtle, I think, is that this life Isako lives and the, let's face it, horrors that she perpetrates in the company's name is not one that anyone should want. And that might also be why I found the book interesting, and I because I could see that there was this kind of thing working in the background. Like, I don't think that this is meant to be an ideal world. I think this is meant to be dystopian. And I have to read it that way to derive any kind of meaning from it. I can't have read a 550-page book and come out thinking that Isako, corporate stooge, is the hero. She's not. It makes for a melancholy and dystopian situation that, while it tracks with the vibes of today, it's kind of a downer. I'm sorry. It's I guess that's the thing about this book. Like, I'm giving this book 4 stars because I found that it was really well written in that I understood it. It kept me entertained. It moved at a great pace. The characters could have had a bit more fleshing out, but maybe that's the point. Like, maybe Isako is supposed to be kind of flat and emotionless, and because she's been kind of trained to be that way, and that's a product of the conglomerate machine. I don't know. This book, I think, is more interesting now that I'm kind of ruminating on it as I'm filming this. But I guess I will say that I liked it. I didn't love it. But there's something else to it. It's deeper than just like an action sci-fi mystery. So if any of that sounds interesting to you, I totally think you should check it out. Yeah, it's definitely worth a read. I thought it was good.